We were all trained as academic researchers to ask questions from the frame of why don't they? Why don't they come to tutoring? Why don't they graduate? And so it's been a journey to try to undo literally decades of training and practice to say, okay, how do we ask that question differently? And now we ask ourselves, what do we need to be doing? We, the system, we, the institution, that would help students. We are an independent nonprofit organization that works alongside the 116 community colleges in the state. I'm the executive director for the Research and Planning Group for California Community Colleges, otherwise known as the RP Group. Through our research, we're providing information that will help the system leaders and policymakers make decisions that really will help students succeed.
We worked with the RP group to do student focus groups. Dr. Cooper spoke to about 70 students and just learned what they liked about PCC, what was challenging, and what could be improved. Students felt like this ping pong theory. They would go to the financial aid, and the financial aid would send them to enrollment, or then enrollment would send them to counseling. And so they felt like they had to retell their story over and over again. So now we've created a success coach, and the success coach is helping them navigate through all the resources on campus.
Bringing themselves to the table, literally.
The remarkable thing about the RP group is it takes work at an individual college and turns it into outcomes for the system. Their contributions to our students, to the well-being of everyone that works in the California community colleges has been immeasurable.
So I hope it's helpful. From our African American Transfer Tipping Point study, we found that if a Black student gets placed on academic probation at any time, they are 70% less likely to transfer to a university to finish the bachelor's degree. And so we talked to students about being on probation. They used words like devastating, discouraging, felt like the college gave up on me.
So for me being a first-time student, I didn't want to come in complaining, but
we started saying, why do we call it academic probation in the first place? Why are we equating this with the criminal justice system?
Entertain a motion in a second.
And now the Chancellor's Office took up the charge, and the Board of Governors approved changing the term to academic notice.
Madam President, the motion passes.
But changing the name is the first step. It's not the last step.
So all of you have the ability to change their outlook.
What really makes me feel supported is having a sense of community.
Maybe like zero-cost textbooks.
Having a counselor there with me every step of the way.
Getting publicity for student events.
Letting students know that they do have these support systems.
There was a time where we talked a lot about students but never talked to students. It was really the RP group that was so innovative to be like, hey, we need to center student voice and collect the stories of the students.
Students are our partners in the research. They're not just the subjects. I have seen how education can change a family's life. My dad grew up on a farm in the South, Jim Crow South. The thing that changed everything for him was going to college. And so for me, college was never a question. I want to make it so that our students have the closest they can get to what I have.
I really appreciated the research you shared with us, and some of that information was real in my life, so I really appreciate that.
Yay! That's why I do the research.